How's it going, everybody? I'm Sam Lee, reading for writer Joey Marazzo, and welcome to Gaming Instincts. For the past 2 decades, Bethesda Game Studios has delivered games that have defined the trajectory of the role-playing genre. Between the Elder Scrolls franchise's unique variation on medieval fantasy and the post-apocalyptic future of the United States depicted with Fallout, Bethesda's RPGs have achieved widespread acclaim and universal appeal. Naturally, all Bethesda fans are eager to know more details about the studio's upcoming project, Starfield. The open-world RPG was originally announced at the Bethesda E3 conference in 2018. Unfortunately, official updates have been few and far between. Though it is known Starfield will be an original property distinct from Bethesda's other works, developers have held off on clarifying much else about the game. However, in recent months, we have seen an uptick in speculation and possible leaks concerning screenshots for the game, exclusivity agreements, and even a potential release date. While much remains unclear and unknown about Starfield, there are certain aspects of it we hope are included when the game does finally release. Here are the top 7 things we want from Starfield. Number 7. Enticing story. Whether someone is playing the Elder Scrolls title or a Fallout title, they're expecting a story that establishes an emotional connection between the player and characters in the game. Bethesda excels in creating a unique bond that serves the purpose of tugging at the heartstrings of players when their favorite cast member faces a tragic event. The atmosphere of Starfield will be set in a mysterious solar system, providing plenty of storyline opportunities that could keep players on their toes. Could the main character have to find resources to keep the ship functioning? Will they be required to build a brand new civilization? Along the way, relationships with shipmates or strangers the player meets will likely affect outcomes in quests. Number 6. Exciting gameplay. There are no limits as to where Starfield's moment-to-moment gameplay can go with the material at hand. It could opt for a casual approach, focusing on space exploration and mining for resources on different planets. Then again, the game could also be intense in nature, focusing on the myriad ways in which space debris and normal wear and tear can threaten the integrity of a spacecraft. Whichever path it takes, Starfield should have plenty of room to explore its setting through main and secondary content. The possibilities for side quests in this new game are especially exciting to consider, particularly when one considers the developer's own background. In other RPGs that make up much of Bethesda's catalog, each new area brings with it a large number of new side quests for the player to investigate and play out as they see fit. The history of presenting intricate side content for the player's enjoyment seems pertinent to understanding Starfield's true potential. For example, side quests could have players discovering a new planet and finding resources to set up a home base. That home base can be used for fast travel between the various planets. While some planets can be established, the player might have the ability to travel to said planets and help that civilization get stronger or potentially ward off unwanted visitors. Number 5. Exploring new worlds. A game set in space has to include uncharted territory, planets ready for exploration, and scientific discoveries. Whether it's through exploration, a part of the main story, or a side quest, Starfield should take advantage of this expansive setting and create multiple unique worlds, while allowing players to mine specific planets for resource materials. There are numerous pop culture franchises that provide inspiration for exploring different planets, worlds, and universes. In Star Wars: The Last Jedi, we saw a planet which was predominantly focused on gambling, while the planet Luke Skywalker was on was a rich and beautiful environment inhabited by random creatures such as porgs. Having a good mix of these different varying planets will add a depth to the solar system being created for Starfield and give a richer lore to the world and the characters that inhabit it. Number 4. Never-ending collectibles. Although finding trinkets and treasures around the map isn't usually considered a large part of gameplay in open worlds, it can be a really fun and sometimes rewarding activity. In games like Doom, there are figures of Doom characters and data logs that help give more backstory to the environment. It is always fun to roam around a brand new area and see some type of Easter egg shining in the distance. It's even more rewarding when these items contain special lore or important game information. Imagine exploring a destroyed building and finding a voice memo from a civilian who was trapped during the attack. The description from a person who was caught in the midst of the chaos might not pertain directly to the plotline, but would serve as an extra piece of story that fills in some blanks. Number 3. Out of this world graphics. Even though Starfield was announced before we knew about the current generation of consoles, it has been heavily rumored that the game will be exclusively released for the Xbox Series X and PC. When it comes to the majority of Bethesda Game Studio titles, the graphics are usually first class and a bright example of how games can use the full power of a console. Todd has mentioned that Starfield has been in development since 2015. Considering that the developer models for both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X were in the developer's hands since late 2019 or early 2020, Starfield has a good amount of time to be tested on the newer consoles and take advantage of 4K resolution and ray tracing. Number 2. DLC plans. Bethesda is never afraid to release an expansion pack for their titles. For Skyrim, they released 3 expansions to help expand the existing world. It wouldn't be surprising if they did the same for Starfield. The easiest way to expand the world of Starfield will be to add new planets. The new planets could be a larger environment where you could be existing an already existing civilization. Maybe, the downloadable content could be extensions of quests, additional side quests, or aesthetics like skins for characters. One of the many updates featured in No Man's Sky was the addition of a more diverse solar system, brand new creatures, new weather conditions, and a more varied universe. This might be a similar strategy Bethesda will consider when looking at expansion plans. Maybe a gambling planet could be added to include minigames that the player could wager on with game currency. Another fun expansion idea would be for new creatures, enemies, or allies. And finally, at number 1, fun with friends. Besides Fallout 76, the other open world games of Bethesda haven't featured an online system. One-way co-op could be utilized in Starfield would be for home bases to feature hangout locations. The feature could operate similarly to Animal Crossing New Horizons, in which players visit other friends' islands, talk to their villagers, visit the stores, or steal fruit from their island that they cannot get on their own. Making home bases accessible for friends will not only help the players by expanding their own base, but also bring another element to the game where players can help each other out. Resource trading, anyone? If multiplayer functionality does come with an expansion, it will be put to incredible use in the style level raid. Come on, everyone knows taking down a large boss is more fun with friends. This has been Gaming Instincts. The full article is linked in the description below, and if you want to check out other awesome articles, head on over to our website at gaminginstincts.com. Make sure to subscribe to our newsletter and YouTube channel to stay up to date on all that gaming news. Thanks for watching. This has been Sam Lee, and until next time.